Welcome to Morristown Baird School. We're looking forward to showing you our campus, where you will hear from students and teachers about our program. I hope you enjoy your time with us today, and thank you for joining us in this virtual experience.
Behind me is Baird Hall. This is the first building you'll see on campus, and it's where we have our English, world language, and history classes. You can also access the art studios, the library, and the writing center through Baird Hall.
So when you hear the word rigor, what do you think of? I mean, a lot of people think of lots of homework, high-stakes testing, a kind of sink or swim attitude. But that's not how we define rigor here at Morristown Baird School. Rigor is more of a process. It's about looking more closely, asking more questions, and getting your hands dirty. And so in order to help you to do your most rigorous work as a student, we have a lot of support networks in place. We've got the Center for Academic Writing, where you can go for help from everything from brainstorming to polishing the final product. They have peer tutors and workshops. We've also got the Center for Teaching and Learning, where there's tutoring and study skills and all kinds of resources available. We also have wellness and we have guidance counselors, obviously. But then finally, there are certain faculty members who are actually dedicated to helping you pursue your interests in a more rigorous fashion, such as Ms. Salgi, who can help you with research in the library, Mr. Martino, who can help you with tinkering in the makerspace, or Mrs. Whalen, who can help you find the right technology to support your endeavors.
At MBS, we recognize that at the core of being an honor student is willingness, commitment, and passion, and that those can only emanate from a student. Rather than tell students that they should view themselves as honor students, the Earn Honors program asks students to embrace that identity for themselves and then hold them accountable to a corresponding set of standards and criteria. The MBS Earn Honors program gives students the agency and autonomy to decide for themselves whether they view themselves as an honor student in a class or discipline. If they do, they are committing to taking on extra independence in their learning, to dedicating themselves with special patience to the process each discipline demands, and to striving to apply the skills of a discipline with a high level of sophistication.
The educational experience at MBS is different for every student. I had my own unique route. I didn't pursue a lot of earned honors in my freshman year because I lived over an hour away from the school and there were a lot of extraneous circumstances which prevented me from doing my best academic work. But as I progressed into my sophomore year, because of the earned honors model and how MBS structures its future classes and its recommendations, I was able to get back on track and pursue honors in history and English. But perhaps what I'm most grateful for was my freshman year history teacher took the interest in me to find out why I wasn't pursuing honors in his class and determine how I could do better in his class. And he saw that I really loved history, and he took the time to have many conversations with me. And those led to a recommendation to take a junior-senior living constitution class in my sophomore year. And that led to me getting a recommendation for constitutional law, which is another senior class that I ended up taking my junior year. And that ended up having me find my passion for law and this whole other academic discipline that I perhaps wouldn't have found if my history teacher didn't just take the time to get to know me better, even though I wasn't pursuing honors in his class.
Welcome to the Anderson Library. This is a great place to research ideas, meet with friends, and see your teachers.
The Anderson Library has a small print collection and vast online holdings. We have over 60 academic databases, an ebook library for scholarly work, as well as one for pleasure reading. We pride ourselves on having a collection that's full of windows and mirrors, which means books that allow you to see yourself, as well as books that allow you to see into the world of others. The Anderson Library is a comfortable place to come study, work in a group, or work by yourself, and we look forward to welcoming you here.
So right down this hallway is the Center for Academic Writing, and it's personally really important to me because I'm a peer tutor, so I spend a lot of my time there. And whether you're in 6th grade or you're a senior, you can always go to it to get writing help for outlining your final product. Maybe you just want somebody to read it over, and it's a really great way to collaborate on your writing.
The Center for Academic Writing is an incredible place. It teaches you all sorts of different ways to conduct yourself in writing essays and making sure it flows, getting your whole point across, and the teachers there are really good for helping you with structure. They've been helping me to better my writing since I first came here in my freshman year. And over the years, they've been so helpful that they even allowed me to write my own book and publish it. And for that, I am so thankful because I would have never been able to do it without their help. And it's just an incredible experience, and I definitely think that it is the best part of the school.
This is Wilkie Hall, a space that houses technology, classrooms, and tech support. On the first floor, we have Science on a Sphere. This truly unique learning tool can be found in only 3 schools, and MBS is one of them. Let's go inside and take a look. The Sphere is an interactive 3D representation of the Earth that allows an audience to experience our planet as it would appear from space. Developed by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the SOS system has over 500 datasets available from real-time and forecast weather to social connections like Facebook friends. In addition to the datasets provided with the system, MBS has the ability to create unique datasets as the needs of various courses demand. An example of the use of the Sphere is a collaborative creation of a multidisciplinary dataset for exploring the concepts of biological evolution and Darwin's theory of natural selection. This specially created dataset presents the voyage of HMS Beagle as part of a multimedia experience. The narration was prepared by the English department. The displays and graphics were prepared by the Science department. A script was provided by the History department, and a recreation of Darwin's cabin aboard the Beagle was constructed by the Arts and Designs department. All were tied together with a movie and spirit animation provided by the Computational Systems program.
Morristown Beard has allowed me the opportunity to explore different interests and expand my comfort zone. One of the ways I did this was through the Independent Study program. Through this program, I studied sand photography alongside a teacher, and through this study, I went to Phoenix, Arizona and Boston, Massachusetts. Now, one thing really unique about this study was the fact that I got to expand my communication skills, learn from professionals in the field at these conferences I was presenting at, and also just get an overall sense for what the science world is like and what it might be like to work in the science world. This experience was fantastic because it really got me to explore a possible career interest.
Through an independent study, you and an advisor of your choice can dive deeper into a subject that you are passionate about. My passion is music. During the school year, you can find me practically living down here in the new Center for Innovation and Design with this beautiful equipment. This equipment allows you to take an idea that's in your head and turn it into a real song.
As an advisor for independent studies in music production, I collaborate with my students to engage in real-world scenarios. I love watching my students navigate the complexities of the creative process to create original compositions. Not only do they have access to professional technology, they also explore the business of music. My students have to apply their learning to solve real-world scenarios, such as copyright infringement or budget constraints, for example. I encourage my students to take intellectual risks, to experiment with new sounds and techniques, to think outside of the box when seeking solutions to the obstacles they encounter in their independent study. This self-directed, project-based approach provides endless possibilities for exploration. It's a great way for students to pursue their passions while demonstrating ownership of their learning.
This is the newest addition to campus, the Center for Innovation and Design, or the CID. It houses a digital art studio, music production classroom, production studio and sound booth, a media production studio, maker space and architectural design, and a glass and metal smithing space.
The idea of collaboration was central to the design process of the CID. Each classroom was built with the idea of keeping students connected and interacting with one another.
This is the newest building on campus, the Math and Science Center. In this building, you'll find math classrooms and math labs, science classrooms and labs, an art gallery, and a bright and airy student center.
3 years ago, we proudly opened the doors to a 25,000 square foot magnificent math and science building. Our facility does contain student space for work and gathering, as well as 8 science classrooms, all equipped with laboratory spaces, prep rooms, and independent research labs. Our DNA lab is enabling students to learn more about DNA fingerprinting, gel electrophoresis, and PCR techniques. Our environmental science lab houses a 10-foot-long stream table, aquaponics bed system, as well as saltwater fish tank for students interested in learning about marine ecosystems. As you can see, all of our students are researching and doing independent studies, and by doing research, they can stand out from the crowd.
I want to tell you a little bit about our arts program here. We've got two main branches, the performing arts and art and design. You'll find in the performing arts down in Founders Hall, we've got everything from modern dance to music theory, and even some new classes in music production and synthesis that are pretty exciting.
The theater program here is really incredible because it allows you to work with other people who are very skilled in what they do. The school teaches you how to run the sound and the lights and do it all on your own. You're given a lot of freedom to control things. Like I personally run sound, and over the years I started off just fiddling with the dials, and then I was able to become in charge and control how the sound works for the plays or for the school concerts or for our music shows. It's a really incredible experience, and you're given a lot of freedom to work at your own pace, and the teachers here just are very open to letting you take the reins.
The dining hall is much more than a place to eat breakfast or lunch. It's a place where you can meet friends, do work, or have a club or activities meeting during the school day.
Such an important part of the MBS community is the fact that there's so many opportunities available to students, and it's just up to us to take them. So one thing I'm really grateful for is that freshman year I decided to jump into everything available to students, and that's helped me really grow as a person and a leader throughout the years. Through club and community service activities, I've been able to organize events, invite guest speakers to our school, and organize fundraisers to help causes that I care about. On top of all the great leadership skills that come along with the opportunities available, I've been able to grow friendships and find my place in the community, which is really special to be surrounded by people who are just as driven and motivated as you want to be.
This is our athletic center. Inside, you'll find 2 gyms, a swimming pool, and weight and training facilities.
And outside the athletic center, we have 3 beautiful turf fields with the track surrounding the football field.
In addition to having an independent study here at Morristown Beard, I've also been an active member of the varsity volleyball and golf teams. Being a member of these athletic teams allows you to meet students from other grades and also learn valuable life lessons. To anyone who is thinking about joining a sport or perhaps concerned about joining a sport, I would definitely recommend that they try it. It's a lot of fun, and it's great just to be with the community.
Hi there, my name is Darren Lovelock and I'm an English teacher here at MBS. And I would say that our fundamental goal here at MBS with every student who comes to us, whether you're a superstar in everything or if you're struggling in some areas, our fundamental goal with each and every one of you is growth. Growth as a writer in all disciplines, not just in the humanities. Growth as a reader so that you become an astute reader of data, of texts, and of people too. We'd like to help you grow as a speaker. You can become a precise and dynamic and effective speaker in groups, small and large. And we'd like you to become, we can help you become a thinker, a critical thinker, a creative thinker, and an independent thinker too. And we know that one way we can help you grow too is by unlocking your passions, right? Finding that fire in your belly so that you can discover your passion, to find some genuine curiosity and find something that you're really good at, something that lights you up, and maybe even find a path to your working life. So take a look at this slide. These are 16 of more than 50 electives that we offer here in design arts and performing arts. Press pause for a second and have a think which one of these might unlock or unleash a passion in you. Now take a look at this slide. This is just some of the more than 50 electives that we offer in English and history and math and science. Press pause for a second. Have a think about which one of these would help you grow most as a critical thinker. And then finally, take a look at this. Now this is a list, not of courses that we offer exactly. These are this year's independent studies. These are courses that are designed by students themselves. They're taught by one teacher, one student, and the student passion has decided which way the course goes. So press pause for a minute, have a think. What are you so interested in that you'd be ready to design a course in it? So what we're trying to do here in this 21st century is that we're trying our best to mitigate sources of anxiety and self-doubt and fear of failure, and instead we're trying to create and sustain an environment in which every one of you can grow.
When I was looking at schools, I knew I wanted a place where I could challenge myself academically and continue to pursue my interests, whether that be sports, music, or theater. When I first toured here, I was struck by how supportive and how passionate the teachers were. I knew that they wanted to see us succeed, but not just that, they wanted to see us succeed in our own way. I've continued to do everything I love at MBS, and I feel that I'm so prepared for college and everything after that. MBS was absolutely the right choice for me.
Thank you for joining us for this virtual experience. We hope you've enjoyed getting to learn more about Morristown Baird. Please contact the admission office to connect with an admission team member. We'd be happy to answer your questions. In the meantime, we wish you well, and we hope that we'll be able to welcome you on campus soon.